Right, we're live.
All right, mate.
Yeah, we're a week late, aren't we?
We are a week late. 3 weeks it's been.
What were it last week? Was that my fault or your fault?
I couldn't do Tuesday. I don't know why I couldn't do Tuesday. And you wanted to do a Wednesday, but I couldn't do a Wednesday because I have football lads in on a Wednesday. So I think it was your fault we couldn't do Tuesday. I don't know what you were doing.
What knows? No idea. But I've been a bit lax with you, mate. I've got out a bit of rhythm. I've been, I don't want to say I've been busy, but because it's everyone's fucking excuse for everything, isn't it?
Everyone's busy, mate. Everyone's busy doing different shit, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess it's one of them, though. I think what I would say is I wasn't too busy. I just had different priorities.
Yeah,
because I've had to prioritize the work rather than the passion project. Because as much fun as this is, been doing quite a bit with various offerings on DPS and stuff. So it's occupying a lot of my time. I fucking love it, but it's all good. Right, mate. I've got a treat for you before we get going. Because we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the fitness landscape, the weird and wonderful world of fitness, and the variety of different things that we see. Some crazy, some not so crazy, some fucking completely obscene, and some just ridiculous. I've made you a list of ones that I've found. Some I didn't even know about until I did a deep dive earlier. So we'll go through them. But before we start, I know you weren't there in open gym yesterday, so you did not get to see me do a double dumbbell overhead reverse lunge.
I can imagine what it looked like.
To be fair, mate, I did think I'd have had some shit from you. I thought you'd have been straight on CCTV when you see me walk in, because it's one of them workouts that I walk in and you like do that, and I didn't expect to see you today.
Yeah, when I saw you booked on, to be fair, I did think back squats, ring dips, overhead lunges, and rowing. I thought there's only really the rower in there that you'd like.
Well, that did 150 cal row, weren't it, total? So the workout for context were 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 cal row, and in between each round it were 12 double dumbbell reverse lunges. And it was 20 initially programmed. Was that like, did first class do it and it'd be like, oh shit? Or
no, it was 20. It was written as 20 meters. And
okay.
I didn't review it until quite late on the Sunday evening. And I just equated 20 meters to about 12 lunges. And 20, Jesus, imagine that, 20 lunges around, 100 double dumbbell overhead reverse lunges. I mean, I might have still been there now, finishing them off.
I'd have probably been badly, but here you go, mate. Here's your treat. So I'm not going to make no excuses. I just can't lunge on one side, and it's pathetic, and my legs like chocolate, but this is special. This is the last round as well. I'd done them all unbroken to this point. And just for context, I did not even attempt to try 22 and a half. I did the women's RX weight of 15, and as you're about to see, I made a fucking meal of it.
You better get that.
You ready? Look at that position there. That was pretty strong, isn't it?
Yeah, chest looks big in that vest.
Yeah.
Have you frozen?
Vest, I've just put a medium vest. Oh no, you moved again. Here we go, look. There you go, one more time. These are the moves you're going to see at the Project Christmas party.
I'm going to say it looks like you've had one too many beers. Never mind anything else.
That right leg's stronger than ours.
How many was that? How many was it?
That was 3 into the last round.
Oh shit, it was only 3 in. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me you only had 3 left.
No, that was 3 into the last round. And then I managed a 6 and then a 3. So yeah, I was warring with it. But it was good. Yeah.
I wrestled with that last round.
I just can't, my lunging is, I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's not getting 2 dumbbells jacked overhead like that and keeping them there for reverse lunging. It's no easy. I mean, I can count on probably 1 hand, 2 hands maybe, the number of people that manage to do that across the day. on class with any kind of effectiveness. Let's call it, because it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, is that purely mobility? That
I think there's a lot going off. Mobility is one, obviously having those dumbbells in that position. Two, holding the dumbbells there, so like your stability of the shoulder, which obviously the more mobile you are, the more stable position you can probably find. So they're kind of interlinked. And then, like you said there, like you're fine on one side and not so great on the other. So obviously that unilateral leg strength comes into play as well. So there's quite a few bits going off, to be fair.
Yeah, for me on that as well, I have to like the reason I use 15s. Well, I would have had to anyway, but that was like the heaviest weight I could support by not being locked out. You know, if I had to be here, I could still do it. You know, at 15, so I'm trying, but they come down naturally. Anything heavier than that, and I'm down with them. How did you find it? 'Cause you did it earlier on, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard, mate. I did it on my own, and you know what I'm like on my own. I'm terrible. I just can't. I just struggle. I mean, I got the job done. I ticked the box. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard. Steady row, and then just went unbroken on the lunges. But I've got a pretty good overhead position, so I'm lucky in that sense. Once I get him in that what feels like the groove in that groove of my shoulder, I can pretty much just concentrate on lunging as opposed to thinking too much about what's over my head.
Can you get them the dumbbells to touch? Because that's the perfect position there, and holding the dumbbells against each other, I would say.
Yeah, I think I didn't hold them against each other, but I think I probably could. I don't think you're allowed actually now. I mean, if we're talking in a competitive sense, I'm sure there was a ruling at some point that came out that said the dumbbells heads couldn't touch overhead. On I don't know what competition it was. I don't know if it was
semi-final, online semi-final, online semis, weren't it? The GHD overhead walking lunge workout. That was it. And
yeah, I think they said
they could touch each other, sort of in error almost, but you couldn't support them against each other. Yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
You could have a clash of heads, but not touching of heads.
Yeah, no touching tips. Right, mate. So I've got a list here, but what I want to do before I delve into these, right? What I want to know is, so we're about to. Well, I am. I don't know your position. I'm going to laugh at some of these. I'm going to take the piss out of the people that do them, and I'm going to, generally just be, just me, really, like a bit of a dickhead. But there's a case to be made for anything being better than nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So where do you think that line is? Because I've got something that I'll share on that in a sec, but I just want to get your views on that and why you think, or to start with, what do you think on that as a premise that anything's better than nothing when it comes to fitness?
I'd agree. And I think if people are making an effort to do some kind of physical activity, it's better than no physical activity whatsoever. And I think there's two things in terms of like us forming opinions of these things. I think it comes down to a couple of things. One is the efficacy of whatever it is you're doing for the result you're looking for. And two is why people do things and what result are they looking for from those things. Do you know what I mean? So like what I want from my fitness program is different to what perhaps someone else wants. So that might mean that their choice of fitness modality is different to mine. And I'm always going to circle back to the point that CrossFit is the most, if you want to get fit, like as we define it, strong, cardiovascularly, strength-wise, all that kind of stuff across the board, there is no other program that's more effective at doing that. But not everyone wants that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think there's a couple of ways to come from it. But I'd never like something is better than nothing. Of course it is. Just some things are better at getting results than others.
Yeah. I'm glad you circled onto that about CrossFit, because I remember one of the podcasts we did, and I said everyone that leaves CrossFit and stops doing CrossFit they don't get fitter. They get less fit, if that's a way of putting it. and they're never as fit as they were when they did CrossFit. And I like heard through the grapevine, I ruffled a few feathers with that. But obviously, you only ruffle feathers of people that know it's true, because if people didn't think it was true, they wouldn't care. But when I spoke to one person in particular about it, the way I explained it was like you said there, what we define as fitness, what CrossFit have defined as fitness, is what I was measuring it against and making that statement against. But there is no better definition of fitness than what CrossFit do, because they encompass everything. Yeah. So you could be brilliant at high rocks and then come in and get filled in that workout yesterday. You know what I mean? And that's what I think the difference is. And when I explained it to the person I spoke to, I said, can you do X, Y, and Z as well as you could before? And they said, no. And I said, so you're less fit, because fitness is all of it. And then they kind of were like, yeah, that makes sense. But I think it is defining fitness is, you're not going to find a better definition, because no one really did. That video we showed with Greg a few weeks back, no one has defined it like CrossFit has. And if you don't define something, how do you work towards it? You know what I mean? You can't, can you?
Well, it's objective, isn't it?
And then what else did you mention there about? You said so anything being better than nothing. So my take on that is absolutely the same. Like, I think anything is better than nothing. But where I sort of have not a different opinion, because that is a fact that anything is better than nothing. But if you are just doing anything, like some of the things we're going to come on to, or some of the things you see people do, eventually, because they're fads and because it's shit, they stop working. So anything being better than nothing leads you sometimes back to nothing, because you're like, oh, this is crap, it don't work. And that's where I think the people need to understand that line of anything is better than nothing, but it's got to be something that's consistent. It's got to be something that's planned. It's got to be something that's measurable. Otherwise, you end up, and I'm a prime example of that. Before I started training with you at Queen's Park, I think I even said it to you when I first started doing the 360 classes. I just used to turn up at Queen's Park with no plan, sit on a bike, think I'd fucking burnt 10,000 calories and go home and reward myself with a pizza for all my effort. And you know what I mean? I just had no clue. No clue whatsoever. And then it weren't until I started doing this, understanding consistency, understanding movement patterns, understanding like what I was trying to achieve, and then how to tailor my like training to that I became better. And that's the thing. So anything's better than nothing as a starting point, but that mentality does end up back to nothing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And people choose, like I said, people choose to do particular like fitness regimes, whatever you want to call them, because they're driven by a particular result, whether they've seen that result with someone else, or I don't know, seen it online or whatever. But it's when there's a disparity between the result that they want and the fitness regime they've chosen. And I think that's where some people are making the mistake, if that makes sense. Because a lot of, I mean, let's use Instagram for example. A lot of the bullshit you see online, that's not what those people are doing.
Yeah.
It's utter bollocks. Like, yeah. I mean, we'll get into it, won't we? I'm sure.
Yeah, we will. Well, you see it. You know that, and whether that's an influencer selling something that is, like selling this. I don't know. I've got one here for you straight away. Smart water. So this is apparently hydrogen infused is how they sell it to people, and because it hydrates you better, it makes you fitter. And the thing that made me laugh about smart water, I'm dying to hear your opinion on it, was that it's hydrogen infused. And I'm pretty sure that the H in H2O stands for hydrogen. So water is already hydrogen. So if the selling point is that it's hydrogen infused, I'm not sure. Any thoughts on smart water making you fitter?
It sounds like a great marketing campaign, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's the funny thing is about it, there's that many naive people out there that people are buying it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is the smart water the problem, or is it the foolish people that are buying it? I don't know.
You know what, mate? There's a time in my life when I'd have fucking bought liters of that if I thought it was going to give me a fucking quick fix. And this is where every time I circle back to CrossFit being the fucking best thing, and it isn't for any other reason than it teaches you exactly how to get fit, how to work hard, and how there are no. I know it's the latest marketing trend. There is no quick fix. You have to just do the work. But before I did it, I was into all those, like, what can I do? Let's take these ketones. Let's fucking not eat carbs and do this.
Looking for a shortcut.
Yeah. And,
which,
well,
a lot of people are.
They are. And that leads me nicely into my second thing. That's obviously a massive, I don't know, would you call it part of the fitness landscape? But I don't know. I can never pronounce the name, so I just call it fat jab. The miracle, the miracle injection that strips every bit of goodness out of your body. Hopefully that's predominantly fat, so it doesn't take away your bone density and your muscle tissue and the liquid in your eyes.
Cross your fingers.
But I've got a very interesting thing for you on this. I know we're past the watershed, so I can freely share this with you. But I heard this on a podcast, and I didn't actually check if it were true because I didn't want it to not be true because I thought it was too funny. But apparently, this jab, God, you're not gonna like this. This jab has been found in certain cases to also strip the fat from a certain part of a woman's, vagina. So apparently, predominantly the lips. It has been known to suck the fat from those two and leave them looking what you'd call maybe more saggy and drained. So the solution, this is what the best thing is, the solution to that, rather than to just stop taking this jab that's obviously not doing a great thing is to take fat from another place in your body and have it injected into that area to plump them back up, to mitigate the fact that you've sucked the life out of them through taking a fat jab. And that is what's happening in some places in America right now.
So where have you read this? That's my first question.
It was on
podcast. What kind of podcast are you listening to?
This one. What do you think?
Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough. But you don't know if it's true.
Well, he brought up an Instagram post, but again, who knows if it's true from the Instagram post? But yeah it was good enough for me.
Yeah. I suppose if you inject anything into your body, it's very difficult for that to have a localized effect on a particular area you'd like it to have it, if that makes sense. I suppose it's like training hard and eating in a calorie deficit. You can't be like, oh, I want to lose fat from my left side. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't work like that. So I'm assuming with an injectable like that, not that I have any experience of it, obviously. I'm assuming it's a similar process that you can't pick and choose where it comes from.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? Like when people, I never said it to you as such because I know there isn't an answer to it. But when I was like in the best shape I've been in forever back in the summer, let me go a little bit since then, my body fat, you saw my in-body, there were none anyway except my trunk. And you know what I mean? Then there were no magic pill. I didn't come to you and say, how do I get rid of this? You know what to do. It's just it's a good thing to hide behind, isn't it? And I don't know. Can you make a case for Ozempic or others? I'll stop calling them fat jabs because apparently fat's a mean word. But can you make a case for them ever being something that people should do?
I'd struggle, mate. I'd really, really struggle. I just think the value of that is offering people something. It's a shortcut for one, and if it's not, which I don't think it is, if it's not coupled with the correct education, like at what point, if you to stop taking that, then what happens? It's like going on a diet. People call a diet. They go on these really strict calorie deficit diets. They lose a load of weight. They can't then sustain it. So they magically put all the weight back on because they just go to the old habits. Well, it's exactly the same, but instead of eating food in a restricted manner, you're injecting something that we're not entirely sure of at this given moment into your body. I don't know. Yeah. That's my opinion of it. And like, I don't know, some of the craziest things that I've seen, mate, is I know you see a lot of crazy stuff on Instagram, but I've seen like online coaches and personal trainers like offering a service or a niche, they like to call it, don't they, online coaches, of like supporting people who are taking the the jab, if that makes sense. And I just think, as a fitness professional, if that's the line that you're going down to make money, I mean, you need to take a long, hard look in the mirror, in my opinion.
Mate, I 100% agree, because there's a lot of online coaches and fitness people that have their niche, and whether you agree with their niche or not, at least it's genuine, and genuine in so much as there's a need for it.
Yeah.
And you can kind of get on board with it, even if you might not necessarily like the delivery or the methods. But that, you're 100% right. If you are almost encouraging people to take this thing and then saying you're going to help them, at that point, you're no longer a fitness professional, because a fitness professional should be doing everything they can to stop you doing that. Because at the end of the day, if you don't earn it, then you don't value it. And if you don't value it, you just fuck it all up again, because you know you've got a get out clause. Now, my opinion on it is, I don't know, I've heard lots of people talk about it, and they say that if someone's super morbidly obese and they literally can't get out of bed, then maybe this kickstarts them. But equally, at what point, I like to give everyone a chance of, I was obese. I was 17 stone at my height. That's a lot. I weren't bedridden. I've spent a lot of time in bed, but that was more through choice than necessity. And I'd have took an easy option, but I wouldn't have learned anything. Now I've learned something. It's made me better at my jobs and everything. But I don't know. I don't know where I sit on that. If someone can't get out of bed, but then again, if they can't get out of bed, just stop bringing them food, I guess, because they can't get the food, can they? I don't know. Maybe that's the only case in which it's a kickstart. But a lot of these drugs apparently are designed for people to be on forever. So therefore, there is no, at what point, what's the cutoff point? If you're 500 pounds and you can't get out of bed, what do we say? Right, when you get to 400 pounds, we stop taking the jab. You know what I mean? And then the progress slows. And when the progress slows, motivation slows, and then they go back up. And I don't know.
I think for me, so people are obviously investing in taking this jab, right? Why not take that money and invest it in finding a good trainer or a good fitness professional that can do exactly the same thing, maybe not as fast, which is fine. Like, why is everyone in a rush? Like, do exactly the same thing, but they can do it for the rest of your life. Like, they can give you the skills and the habits and stuff that you can then go and apply for the rest of the life. Like you've just spoken about there. Like, that's my biggest question. Well, the answer is because people want something that's easy and is a shortcut. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
They've got the expendable income and they've got the desire to want that result. Well, why not spend it somewhere else? Because they don't want to do the hard stuff.
Because apparently they're tightening the rules on how you get it as well now, because one way that obviously men and women probably take it equally. One way women were getting it were because you could do a photo consultation. So you could send a photo of yourself, and then the person, whoever would be prescribing it, not necessarily a doctor, because you can buy it outside of that, would then determine that, yes, this person needs it. So girls that had pictures just after giving birth, while they still had their excess weight and stuff, but clearly weren't pregnant, were sending those pictures in order to get approved to get it. And like, at what point are you doing that and thinking, oh, I know that this is a good, you know what I mean? It's just, but apparently they're changing that now, and it won't be able to be prescribed without a video consultation. So I don't know what they'll do, what ingenious way they'll come up with to get around that. But at the end of the day, if it's not a medically trained, I'm not saying medically trained professional, if you're not going to a doctor for it, this person got the drugs that's probably a sales rep or selling it in some capacity. They're not going to care, are they? They just want as many people on it. That head of Pfizer, at one point, he was quoted as saying, and this is like what I mean, they don't even hide it, we want to keep as many people on as many drugs for as long as possible. As many drugs as possible for as long as possible. That's the head of Pfizer. You know what I mean? So when it's that corrupt from the top down, and they don't even hide it, they say it outright in public. It's just it's crazy.
Yeah.
But we could do that all night. We've got some more.
Yeah.
We've started strong there, so now it'll probably be a little bit more fun, I would say. Backward walking on a treadmill.
I've seen this a long time ago. Actually, this isn't like a new thing. I don't know. Is the value
What's it for? Why do you do it?
It's good for. I mean, it's good for your hamstrings. Usually pulling a sled. To be fair, it's good for like knee rehab and stuff like that. So I suppose again, it's why is that? You don't see it that often. I don't think. I always remember I worked a job a long time ago. Now I worked at Virgin Active in Sheffield. And there used to be this guy coming in the morning, and it was always the first thing he did. He went on the treadmill and he walked backwards. I was like, what is that guy doing? Like every morning, like for about 20 minutes. I mean, one, hats off to him to have the coordination to do that. He wasn't holding on either. To have the coordination to do that, like, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, I suppose with something like that, why is that person doing it? Is it because they understand the benefit of doing that, or is it just because they've seen someone else doing
it? Yeah, that's always the question, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, I don't. Do you see that often? I don't know. You go to one of them gyms. I don't go to one of them anymore. I've long gone past that. I've not been in one of them kind of weird places in about 8 years, and I don't intend on doing it anytime soon. We're talking about commercial gyms, obviously.
Yeah, you do see it. You see also, as I've told you before, about seeing someone doing weighted pull-ups with a resistance band. Like, I'll take that to my deathbed. That.
Yeah. My worry about that is, I mean, I could bash commercial gyms all day long here. We could have a full 2 hours at it. My question there is, what the staff at that gym, what are they looking at that person doing that, and what are they thinking, and why are they not going to intervene? Like, it's because commercial gyms do not give two shits about the people that go into them. They just want you to pay a membership. And that's, I mean, it infuriates me. It absolutely infuriates me. Because the staff there should be going, whoever that was doing that, with a weight strapped around the waist, with the foot in a resistance band. I mean, like, why is there no staff member at that gym going and helping that person? Like, it makes no sense whatsoever to me. Like, I would never allow that at our gym. Like, and I mean, that would never happen. Like, no one at our gym, like, we in a coach class, like, particularly in a coach class, it would definitely never happen. But if someone came into open gym and they were setting something up, and I was a bit like, what are they going to do it? I'd go and ask the question. They wouldn't even get to the point of doing the thing. Because I'd be like, what are you doing with that band and that weight belt with that plate on it? And before they'd even done a repetition and explain what they were going to do, I'd be like, "Whoa, we're not doing that."
And probably, mate, there'd probably be about 3 or 4 members if you weren't there that saw it and do the same. Because that's the thing, you feel comfortable doing that because you all want each other to get better. And when I've witnessed some of the things I have in a commercial gym, I've said to you before, I want it to go over. Like, but then, like, they don't even look at you to say hello in those gyms. If you don't know the person, just nodding to someone's like a bit weird, and it's just And then you think, well, I'm not a professional. I don't really know. And then, but like, I think the thing is, the only thing I can put it down to, is that all the staff at those gyms are PTs. The PT there basically, and then in between PT and they'll have responsibilities. And I just assume that they think that if someone isn't paying for their time, fuck them. It's the only thing I can think, and that's why I think they serve a purpose. I think they're a very good tool for people that know what they're doing. People that don't, it detracts from your fitness experience, and then eventually you probably again stop going.
Yeah. And how many people do you know that know what they're doing? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many members that gym has, but I'm sure it's in the thousands.
Oh, it's got to be.
Like, it'd be interesting to like somehow get a percentage of people that actually knew what they're doing and people that didn't. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, the longevity and the consistency, that if someone doesn't know what they're doing, they don't get the results they want, eventually they just stop going. And it's the full life cycle. But I guess the big box gyms like that, big commercial gyms, that their business model is like, get people in, get them into contracts, and cross your fingers that they don't all turn up at once, because they'd be absolutely fucked if they did. Yeah. And I think going to the PT thing, the short-sightedness of that, to think that if I go over and help this person free of charge, whatever you want to call it, like it's not just that person might come to you further down the line and want some personal training, or someone in the gym that's watching might see you doing that and think, oh, like I want to have PT with them. Like it's a very short-sighted kind of way of looking at it. And I just, it's so different, mate. It's so different. And like, yeah, it's hard. And like we at the gym, at the project, we have a great team of coaches. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying there isn't great personal trainers at commercial gyms, but like, what is the standard? And I think it's poor. I think the majority of personal trainers at big commercial gyms like that, they've gone on a level 3 personal training course, and then suddenly they're chucked onto this gym floor. And I don't know, like everyone's got to cut the teeth somewhere, but at where do you draw the line, I suppose?
Yeah. Well, there's like a particular PT in that place that I've seen every commercial gym that's ever existed. He must just flip from gym to gym, you know, like training people with his phone out, like looking at his phone and then looking up, and but it is what it is, isn't it? We're just spoiled, I guess.
Yeah. Or yeah. I guess, but it shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't, and that's what I think pisses me off about when people shit on CrossFit like it's fashionable to do. It's like, and you know, then they throw the shit around about you get injured and all that. Where are you more at danger of getting injured? You know, when you've got your weights around your neck and you're doing your head fucking whatever them fuckers are that people do. You know what I mean? Or like banded pull-ups with weighted, you know, like someone's like going backwards as fast as they can on a cross trainer. Like it's all out of control and a bit out of sync. Where are you more likely to get injured? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, CrossFit are doing it more and more now, being like a bit more forthcoming and stuff. But like, there's some world-class CrossFit coaches. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I went on a level 3 day a couple of weeks ago, and we like world-class fitness in an hour. That's the goal. That's the goal. Do you know what I mean? I don't know any other fitness methodology that's the goal. And every class that I deliver, like, I'm trying to make it the best hour of fitness for each individual person in that session. It's not just a program written on the board that everyone follows. It is on the board and everyone does do the same workout, but it's individualized for each person in that session, so they get the best out of it. I don't know any other fitness methodology that's doing that.
Yeah. And it's a good example of today in open gym. We all went 3, 2, 1, go on the clock at the same, and I think every single person in there were doing a slightly modified version of the same workout, or mostly. I think with the exception of you, Nath, and Mick, everyone had scaled in a slightly different version that would help them get the best out of it, and that sums it up perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right, we've done backward treadmill walking, we've done
this list.
Smart water, we've done fat jab. Right, mouth training.
Never heard of it.
So chewing resistance balls. So the little balls, a bit like a gimp suit. You know, you put that thing on and it's got a ball in, and you chew on it. You chew on it, and it gives you a better jawline.
Right. Okay. Is this a 2025 thing or?
I've only seen this recently.
Right. Okay.
This is recent. Yeah.
I can't say I've ever come across that before, but yeah, I'm not sure about it.
I think it just makes me laugh that because again, it's like your chiseled jaw. Like most people, if you lose weight, it comes off your face first. So just lose weight. Like, you're not going to chew a ball in.
And again, going back to like the smart water and stuff, I don't know who's the fool. Do you know what I mean? Is it the people selling them or is it the people buying them? Sometimes you just got to take your hat off to the people selling them, haven't you? I mean,
yeah. Well, they got that Andrew, you know, that Andrew Huberman, who's like some kind of crazy biology chemist guy. He was even pushing these, so
must have been paid him a packet.
Well, the thing is, he's already in good nick because he knows what he has to do. So that's kind of, again, he's on there talking about it's given me this jawline, it's done this, but you already had that jawline because you look after yourself and you're in good condition. Yeah, well, I'm glad you wanted that one. Right. So I want you to come at me with where the benefit might be to this one, because there must be one. So we're talking about rage cycling.
Right.
So this is spinning, but while you're spinning, you're just shouting. You're shouting in anger and getting everything out your system. What do you think to that? Do you think we could all do a bit of that?
We could get on board with that, I suppose. I'm not sure about the spinning bit. Maybe just the shouting in a room. I don't know. I don't know about.
So yeah, it says. Oh, sorry, I've missed a bit as well. Everyone wears boxing gloves and screams insults into the void while pedaling to heavy metal. Great cardio, terrifying vibe, accidental punches.
Right.
Sounds interesting.
Where have you found these? Where have you found this list from? It's getting
So
more
what I
far
did
fetched
was,
the further we go down.
yeah. So I went on ChatGPT and I said, what are some of the weirdest new trends in the fitness industry? The more outlandish, the better. So in fact, I'm just gonna go down the list because I'd only picked a few out, but since we're getting through them quick, so here we go. Primal crawling workouts. Now I left this out because I recently did a 400-meter bear crawl, so I didn't want to call myself on it. But people literally crawling around gyms like toddlers, leopard crawls, bear crawls, backwards crab scuttling, because walking is too domesticated and humans are meant to stalk prey. Expect grass patches, animal noises, and someone dislocating a wrist.
What, just moving from the chest press to the tricep push down?
What's
like? I'm assuming you mean a gym like that. So like doing your 3 sets of 10 on your chest press and then jumping down into your backwards crab to make your way over to the cable fly machine.
Yeah.
For your 3 sets of 12 or whatever. Yeah, that would be more weird than walking backwards on a treadmill. I mean, that would definitely raise some eyebrows.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you'd notice that.
Maybe next time you're down at JD, maybe try it. See what kind of reaction you get.
I'll just do some of them lunges that I showed earlier, mate. That's about the same, isn't it?
Yeah, they look primal, didn't they?
Right, we got ice bath speed dating. I'm not going to go into that. Then we got the weighted mouth training, which we talked about. Virtual reality treadmill adventures. You basically put a headset on, get on your treadmill and run. What the fuck is that?
Oh, like a goggle thing, like the goggles.
Yeah. Right. So the brilliance of this one is, it does baffle me when I see people walking on a treadmill or running on, like.
Yeah.
I know I run inside for a reason, because I'm like, if I run outside, I'm injured. But walking, like, you just go outside, and this is even better because what you're doing is you're running inside, but then putting on a VR headset to be outside, which I'm guessing costs quite a bit of money, and you could just go outside.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Oh, this is a good one, mate. You might like this. This can't be real. Celebrity sweat scent candles. Would you buy one of them?
What, so infused?
Yeah, so no making this up. Fans want to train with the pheromones of greatness. Companies are bottling sweat from elite athletes and turning it into gym candles.
All right. I mean,
So
candles in the gym would be my first question. I'm sure that must be pretty dangerous.
What if I said to you, you could have Rich Fronin's sweat scent in your nostrils while you're doing a workout? Do you think you'd be able to go a bit faster?
I'd definitely buy one of them candles, yeah.
I wouldn't know. It smells great. Right. Then I said more, please, because it had stopped at 5. And that's when we got rage cycling, which we've talked about. oxygen bars for gain. So athletes paying extra to breathe high performance oxygen between sets. Looks like a vape lounge. Feels like a placebo. Costs like a mortgage. This is the stuff what you said. It's just great marketing, isn't it? High performance oxygen. It's just fucking oxygen. You're breathing it now. Just fucking breathe and shut up. Right. Oh. Aura alignment workout. Have you heard of that?
No.
Trainers waving energy wands around you mid squat to realign your spiritual glutes.
A wand?
Yeah, it's like some kind of fairy, I guess. She must be.
Tinkerbell.
If the wand isn't spotting the barbell, it's probably not helping. That was the. Oh, this is a good one, mate. It can't be real. Gym coffee enemas. So biohackers have decided that drinking caffeine is too mainstream. So now direct espresso delivery for explosive PRs. If you've literally wanted to hit the gym jittering, here you go.
Have you got any more, or are we done with that list?
Oh, mate, this is a good one. Erotic deadlift classes. You pout, you moan, and you make uncomfortable eye contact, all while deadlifting.
What, with somebody else?
Yeah.
I sometimes like, when people, we do the warm-up sometimes, people facing each other. It always puts a bit of a smile on my face. Yeah. Never moaning or deadlifting.
Yeah. So then after that, mate, they were the outlandish ones, and then we got some ones that are a bit more like reasonable, but still. And then that was
more relatable.
Yeah, the smart water craze, which we've talked about. Booty band everything. So upper body, put a boot. What's a booty band? Is that the ones that you put around top of your legs and restrict your movement? Yeah. So it says whether you're doing leg day, upper body, or just trying to breathe. This helps, apparently. What's your thoughts on that?
Just walk around with one all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've got not booty bands, obviously. We've got some of the crossover symmetry, like hip halo kind of things down at the gym. And I think, depending on what exercise you're doing them with, like to do them with glute bridges, I think it's like really good. But like, I mean, why would you be doing a tricep push down with something wrapped around your legs? It just seems like a recipe for disaster, if you if you ask me. Yeah, I think the thing with stuff like that is people get wrapped around the axle, and again, they're looking for like this shortcut, and perhaps they've seen something online where someone's promoting the booty band or whatever you want to call it, and they have the result that they want, so they go out and buy this thing. That's how most people are driven. But like, imagine a pyramid, like that's like tip of the spear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like actually having a solid program to follow is the base. And people sometimes, I think, find themselves more concerned with like the minutiae of like, I don't know, if we talk about nutrition, like nutrition timing, like when should I be eating this thing? Whereas actually the stuff they're eating is fucking shit anyway. Like, why not concern yourself with what you're actually eating before the time that you're putting in your body? Do you know what I mean? You're going to get more bang from your buck from those things than you are having a booty band. Do you know what I mean? Like, my question would be, what else are you doing? Like the booty band's like, it's almost irrelevant if the program you're following is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 3 more for you. So, this one we've kind of done. Fitness influence secret supplements. So, like that, basically what you said at the start of people not following what they're doing something extra. Like you see a load, don't you, that are either on the jab or whatever jab, whether it's Tren or Manjaro or whatever it is. And then they're selling the results of that don't actually exist without the supplements. And I don't know what's worse. What do you think's worse there, mate? you know earlier when you talked about those fitness people that are actually teaching people how to take the jab and encouraging them to do it, or the ones that are taking the jab and not telling anyone and selling the perfect body?
Well, I don't know. I mean, which one's worst? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can pick one, can you? I can't.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all financial, isn't it? I always think like anything that's marketed as like a quick fix or a shortcut, it's all whoever's marketing it's all financially driven. They're trying to sell you something, aren't they, at the end of the day? And like you said about the guy who's putting the ball in his mouth, like he's trying to sell that, but he's not trying to sell it. He's just getting paid a packet to go on this commercial or do this marketing campaign. He don't give two shits. He's just making a bit of cash for telling people he's got puts this thing in his mouth. And some people are just so naive to that, aren't they? Like they're so blind to it. Like, yeah, they see the sparkly object at the end, and they just jump to the conclusion, oh yeah, that's what they must be doing. As actually, it's probably not. It's probably just it's financially driven on their part.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I fell victim to that definitely before I discovered CrossFit. So I feel like I can take the piss because I was that person. I was that stupid. You know what I mean?
It's desperation, though, isn't it?
I wasn't even desperate. I was just fucking lazy, and I know I were.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is that. Like we've talked about the shortcut and the quick fix, and that's what people want. But I think some of like on the other hand, some people are just that desperate.
Do you think though? No, because I'll push back on that because I think I don't know. I think that it is just complete and utter laziness because I think if you're desperate, I don't know, something in me makes me think that if I'd ever got desperate, I would have done whatever it takes. But I feel like doing whatever it takes always leads you down a better path than I don't know, being lazy leads you down a quick fix, being desperate. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
I suppose you can't. Do you have one without the other? I don't know. Like obviously, people get to a point. Not desperation's a bit of a big word, isn't it? But like they get to a point where they like want to make a change. I suppose.
Yeah.
And they perhaps exhausted all the other bullshit that they've found, so they make a desperate or a rash decision to go and find another shortcut that again doesn't work, but only in avoidance of, like you've said, doing something perhaps I don't know, maybe they know it works, maybe they don't, but choosing to find something that's a bit easier than going and finding, like we said about the jab, for example, that money that people are investing in that, why not go and spend it somewhere else on something that's got some longevity and sustainability and teaches you the right things? Well, the bottom line is because you've got that decision to make and you've chose to take the easy route. Well, the easy route now, the hard route maybe in a few years' time, depending on how it all unfolds, because no one really knows.
And imagine how much smart water you could buy with all that extra money you'd have. Right, 2 more, and then I want to know what your biggest pet peeve is. I hate that word. In the fitness industry, I'll tell you mine, I know because I've got one. But anyway, so the next 2, mate, there's 2 left on this list. Have you heard of this one? The 12-3-30 treadmill religion.
Never heard of that either. No.
So apparently you walk at a 12 incline at a speed of 3 for 30 minutes. I mean, that's going to be some...
What does a 12 incline look like?
Pretty steep. Most I've gone to is 9, and I nearly got backpack out.
We holding on?
Yeah, no, I weren't at that, but I think if I'd been going any faster, I would have been. But that's going to be some pretty good zone 2 shit, isn't it? Maybe even fucking a bit higher at 12.
Yeah. 12 is, I mean, your calves have been a right mess. Yeah. You don't want to do it for very long.
So I think that's probably got some value, that.
Yeah, that always makes me laugh, actually, while we're on that. Walking on the treadmill, for one, is puts a smile on my face. And 2, people walking on the treadmill and holding on, like, what are you fucking training for there? Going down Sainsbury's on a Sunday afternoon and fucking having a fight with a 65-year-old lady over a ham hock or something with your trolley.
Yeah, that is a good one, because you see him like that holding on, like, yeah. But that's the whole thing, is, again, isn't it? It's the weighted pull up with a resistance band. Just go a little bit slower until you can go fast enough to go at that speed, and then it's an indictment of the intelligence of the human race, I think. Right? And then the last one, this is a pretty good one, I guess, as well, like recovery tools. And it's stated here, recovery tools for people that barely train. Like, how many people do you see that like act like they're an elite athlete? They've got the red light therapy, they've got their massage guns out. It says here the Cairo chambers, recovery boots, and they've just done a fucking 40-minute workout or something. You're like, what are you doing? That's a good one.
Again, he's going like, we'll talk about the pyramid again. Do you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that is the tip of the spear. Do you know what I mean? It's like the 0.5% gain, performance gain that those things are doing. Like, if the base is dog shit, it's all irrelevant. It's all irrelevant.
And that's the thing there, innit? It's that what you said there. If you are, let's say, Tia Claire Toomey, and getting in them recovery boots gives you 0.25% for your performance, then that is massive. Yeah. But if you are at a local competition and you've just done a 7-minute WOD and you're sat in them boots in a deck chair, you've got too much money.
Yeah.
That's the only answer to that question, really, isn't it?
Good marketing, too much money.
Yeah. It makes, like, muscle guns are my favourite. Like, you just see people just going like that. They're not even doing it. They're like, it's like they're scrubbing the.
Like they're having a shower.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like, you can't need it everywhere, because if you need it everywhere, you might as well not put it anywhere. Like,
yeah. I remember when they first became a thing. Then, I mean, I'm. You don't really want to talk to me about recovery. I mean, I bet you've never seen me stretch or do any mobility, have you? Work?
No.
I don't really, which is not ideal, but I'm getting away with it up until this point, touch wood. But yeah, like particularly like you said at competitions, like you go down your local box competition, and Joe Bloggs has got his spiky foam roller, his lacrosse ball. He's then got his what do you call them now? It's Theragun. It's a Is it a Theragun? Is that what? Or is that a brand? Yeah. That was a brand, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's got his Norma Tech boots on, and say less. I
think people. I don't know. I was at a conference beginning of end of September, whenever it was, and there was a girl on talking. She was someone that created one of these muscle guns,
right?
And when she created it was she'd bought a dual, like, not Dulux. She'd gone to B&Q and bought like some kind of drill,
right? Like a hammer drill.
That sort of and then just put some kind of ball on end and sold them. That's how she started with them, and people bought them. Like, and that's just insane, isn't it? Like, they're not even real. It says Black & Decker on the side of it. You know what I mean? It's like that, but it's power of marketing, I guess. And then you get one elite athlete to use it, and you're away, aren't you?
Yeah, and I always think sometimes, like, I don't know, I can relate this back to like a CrossFit class, and sometimes, like, I don't know, say, I don't know, on a general warm up, for example, I might be delivering the class and I've forgotten exactly what the general warm up is written on Boxmate. So I kind of not make it up as I go along. So obviously they're educated decisions as to what I'm asking people to do, but as long as you do it with enough confidence, no one knows any different anyway. And I think like that, for example, if she's confident about selling this drill with a ball on the end of it, people are always going to buy into it. Again, it's like you said, like it's all marketing, isn't it? I guess. And like, how many athletes do you like CrossFit Games athletes that are perhaps paid to use one of those, which in turn means that thousands of people then go out and buy one because they think it's the right thing to do. Like, which for that CrossFit Games athlete, that's like, they are at the tip of the spear and they're looking for those 1%. Yeah, great, perfect. Like, but for everyone else who's just coming to the gym 3-4 times a week to get a sweat on for an hour, like, I wouldn't waste your money.
Yeah. And that I suppose that leads nicely into one of the things that seems to be cropping up all over at the moment, are these high rocks coaches.
Oh God.
Like, you know, like, because high rocks is popular, obviously, really popular. Now, like, people are becoming high rocks coaches, not a high rocks affiliate. They're building an online profile around being a high rocks coach.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I've got good experience at being coached in a CrossFit gym, but I don't know how you teach someone to do something that never changes. I don't know. Where do you stand on that? Like, do you need a coach for high rocks?
I mean, I think you can have a coach for anything. Like, obviously, depending on what level you're at, and obviously the level you're at dictates perhaps the coach that you have access to, or perhaps that you want to go and use. But I always, the difficulty, the day and age that we live in, mate, is like, it's so easy for people to market and advertise themselves, and that is great in terms of like good coaches and stuff can reach people, and it's bad in terms of like how much bullshit is out there. Like, and the thing that riles me up with like the high rocks and the online coach thing, more the high rocks, I suppose, but the high rocks coach thing is like, whoever it is, they might have gone and done 2 high rockses and they've done them open. There's nothing wrong with doing the open weights, I'm just saying. And they've done it in an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and 20 minutes. Like, what right do you have to go and coach some, in my opinion, like I've done a few high roxes and by no means am I quick. I've got, like, I did it in an hour and 8, the pro weights, but I would never consider myself a high rocks coach in terms of like to go and offer someone specific high rocks coaching, because I don't have the experience to do that. Like, people are just trying to make a quick quid because the thing is popular. And again, it all comes back to this marketing financial thing, doesn't it? Like, people are just jumping on the bandwagon, and then before you know it, there'll be another thing in a couple of years' time. Yeah, that's my stance on it anyway. Like, and it just makes it very difficult for the general population to like who is a good coach and who is a bad coach. Well, sometimes you can't tell, because it's a war of who can create the best content as opposed to who actually knows the most. There's someone at the gym that I speak to quite a bit, who I hold in pretty high regard. Really experienced person, like life experience, business and stuff like that. And he once said to me that the people at the back of the grid are always the ones banging the loudest drum. And like that, I think that rings true, because the people who are at the front of the grid, they don't need to bang the drum because it bangs itself. Like, and I always think that, particularly with like the Instagram and the day that we live in, the people who are like creating the most bullshit actually know the least.
But even though I completely agree, but that's the age we live in, isn't it? Like you say,
yeah.
As long as you look confident, act confident, and prey on the weak, then you're always going to be able to make a few quid, aren't you?
Yeah.
You just have to be comfortable enough, I guess, in preying on the weak in that way to make a living, I guess. But you know, it's hard. It's hard that, because you know, in any other industry other than fitness, I think market and get customers however you need to, because that is your business. But I think when your business is fitness, you have a responsibility to make people better in a way that's sustainable. Otherwise, you are not actually selling the product that you're delivering.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with it, isn't it? Because marketing is massive. Like, I know just from what I'm learning now, I'm changing what I do on Defiant Print and the Defiant Co is reaping rewards through understanding marketing better. But I'm not selling something to someone with the sort of, I don't know, objective of changing their life for the better and making them healthier, making them fitter, making them live better lives. So,
and the
I think
difference
that's
is
where the water's muddied.
You're marketing and selling a good service. The barrier to entry to become whatever you want to call it, an online coach or a personal trainer, or it's so low. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry could go and do it, and then if they can create good stuff that looks good, like, people will go and use that service and have a poor experience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. The barrier to entry is really low, and like, culturally, I think the standard of fitness delivery, whether it's personal training, group class, whatever it might be, I think is poor. Like, I think the general standard is poor. I think if you find a good trainer or a good coach, they're few and far between. And that's really where the difficulty lies. Because how do you go and find those people? And like we've just said there, those people, they aren't banging a drum.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to bang a drum. Because, like, they grow through word of mouth. Because someone says, "Oh, why don't you go and see this person? They're great." They don't need to be like posting a load of bullshit out there that gets people to come in the droves, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they wrote on ChatGPT that they couldn't even spell if they had to do it themselves. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So, mate, I'm going to close. I'm going to tell you what my biggest the thing that annoys me the most in the fitness industry at the moment is people jumping on the fucking soft bandwagon. It's okay to be not have time to do this. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be, oh, if you don't want to train, that's okay. Selling that soft dream that I think ultimately sets people up for failure, because life is fucking hard. It gets hard. And if you're not ready for it when it gets hard, all the fucking arms around you and all the pats on the back and all the cuddles aren't going to prepare you for it. So when you want to concentrate on your fitness, it needs to be fucking obvious that it's difficult and it isn't easy to keep eating right. It isn't easy to keep going to the gym. It isn't easy to like maintain these standards of yourself that you really want to put out there. So anyone that rewards the soft with encouragement to live that life in the fitness industry, I think is setting people up for failure.
Yeah, and I think it begins with, like, I mean, honesty, I think, is the word for one. And again, something like that, people tell a story and try and tell a storyline to entice people in. And like, we live in a world that people are looking for like shortcuts and pats on the back and stuff like that. And I think that's where that comes from. But I would never, like, people, we get people come and trial the gym all the time down at us, like 14-day trial. People come to as many classes as they want for 14 days. And the first thing, if I'm coaching that class or if I see them before or after class, I'll tell them it's not easy. Like, it isn't easy. Like, because you're not going to get on here if you don't like doing hard things. Like, whereas I think a lot of people would try and glitter the turd and try and do you know what I mean? And try and get those people. They're not the right people, or they're not at the right point in their life for our service. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are like desperate for anyone. So you ended up with this watered down thing. And that's, like you said there, like, I mean, they're all excuses, aren't they? Time, life's busy, like, it's all excuses. It's just not a priority for you at this given moment. And if that's right, then I can't help you right now.
Yeah. And that's why that's when CrossFit lost its way, isn't it? When HQ came away from that this is hard. It's not for everyone. This is how we do it. Fuck off.
Yeah,
then they lost the way a little bit after Greg left, and it went on that sort of, I don't know, that rocky ground. You can call it what you want, but they lost their identity a bit. And the fact that I don't know if it's because we're in an echo chamber with it, but I feel like it's starting to gather massive amounts of pace again. Everything seems to be going in the right direction, and it coincides with them going, fuck the quick fix. We're CrossFit. This is what we're doing. It's not easy. If you don't like it, don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
And that for me has just seen an uptick in everything.
Yeah. I mean, we're busier than ever down at the gym. We're busier than ever, and like we've got a group of members that like doing hard stuff, and we do it together, and that creates that camaraderie, that culture. And it is like, I mean, the saying is it's for everyone. Is it for anybody? It's for anybody, but it's not for everyone. Like the methodology and the process and like coming to class is not the problem. It's your desire, and do you want to do the hard work kind of thing. And I guess circling all the way back around to all these things we've talked about today, obviously some of them quite far-fetched and some of them are a bit more relatable. Like it all circles back to what are you looking for? What is the result you're looking for? How much work are you willing to put in? And is there a disparity between those two things? Like, and I think for a lot of people, there is the results that they want, they don't understand or can't comprehend or don't want to put in the work that's required to get that result. They want something for nothing.
Yeah, that's a pretty good close, mate.
You like that?
Yeah, we're good, and I'll try and clip that bit. I'll have to see how it replays when I do it on. I've got a few. I made some notes with a few timestamps. But yeah, I've enjoyed that.
Yeah,
been good. So, what do you reckon? How do we next topic? So we're going to be 2 week.
2 weeks.
Topic. So we're going
to be post Project Christmas Awards night party, which would be cool. So we can have a little rundown of that.
Yeah.
And then I guess 2 weeks after that, will it be Christmas Eve, or will it be Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas Eve, maybe?
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. We could do like a bit of a project review show and preview for 2026, something like that. What have we done this year? What are we thinking of doing next year? Bit of a rundown like that, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, yeah, project related, CrossFit related, bit of a review on that, maybe like a year of the project in CrossFit.
And then maybe we can do some kind of open series as well, because the open will be end of Feb, beginning of March. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's got that penciled in. 3 weeks, and it'll not be long, will it? Comes around pretty fast. I mean, this year's gone. I know everyone says it all the time, but they go quick, and they're only going quicker, aren't they?
Mate, wait till you get to my age, they go even quicker.
Yeah, everyone says that. I believe it.
I remember saying it. It's the first time I've ever said it, but my grandma said it to me once, and it just struck me. Like, because I remember when you were a kid and you went into 6 weeks holidays, it felt like you're off forever, didn't it?
Yeah.
And now it's like, fucking hell, it's November 25th, and I feel like it's still summer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was only about 3 weeks ago since, like, laying on garden, cutting grass.
Yeah. Right, if you're still watching, subscribe, please. The button's like down there somewhere. And then, we'll keep making this unbelievably good content. Where else are you going to hear what the fat jab does to your fanny lips? Nowhere.
I'm going to get online now and get one of them balls.
I'm going to get a Black & Decker and a tennis ball, mate, and give me stick it in my pec. Right, cheers for watching, everyone.